O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew. I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
Steph Curry and the Warriors next game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. You know they'll be running and gunning. And Steph's gonna do 2 or 3 things that make you want to stop and stare. But we can't let that distract us. Because if we lose focus for even a second, they'll be up 20. So maybe it's up to me to put on a little show of my own.
The crowd has assembled here at the Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah to cheer on the Jazz. For the Utah Jazz, they come in tonight after the loss to the New Orleans Pelicans.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's Utah. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Golden State Warriors. Warriors leading by 6.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Shot clock at 6. Thompson misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Marshall can't hit. Warriors have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And that one's good. Here's Marshall. 12 points his last outing. We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. You can point to any number of things, Clark, the Warriors did well last year. Their play on the road being one of them.
Well, the Warriors were exactly road warriors all season long, partner. Hit the ground running and finished with the league best 28 road wins.
The Jazz making a switch here. Goods checked in. And Golden State also making a change. Barbosa's checked in.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Here's Marshall. The Warriors pull it in.
And for the Warriors, they would go on several road trips undefeated last season. Still, the only time they looked vulnerable were games on the road.
Green, the screen. Here's Barbosa. It's hauled in by Lyles. Jazz trail by 7. And Marshall kicks to Hood. Jazz passing it around. lets it go from 11. Draymond Green with the rebound. Green's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And, you know, with the Warriors on the road, they would occasionally dig a hole they couldn't get out of. Still, hard to critique a team that was so dominant in every facet of the game last season, even on the road.
The number 1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
That one from long range. Exum's got his first 3 points of the game.
You know, once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
No doubt. He is a threat from anywhere. That's a terrific set that they just ran.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Warriors lead by 9. The second quarter. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, and I think Coach will allow me to take that shot.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry, and tough to guard might be. Going with the new group. Different look here for the Warriors. Green, he's checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Barnes and Green are the forward set. Livingston is out there with Barbosa, and it's Spates in at the 5 spot. Jazz trail by 7. There's 1:54 left in the first half of the game. They set the screen. Exum, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Exum's got 5 now.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
There's the call on Trevor Booker. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
It's a nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
And a wide open look for Freak. Warriors with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Barbosa's shot is off.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Booker, and he lays it straight in.
I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
11 feet away, rebounded by the Jazz. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that's the 3rd of 4 straight played at home. And he dunks it down.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Yes, Kevin, thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been Lyles checked in for Rudy Gobert. Booker comes in for Derek Favors. Dante Exum, he's checked in for Burks. And it's Marshall in for Trey Burke. Different look here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Spates. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Exum and Hayward filling at the 2 and the 3. Lyles out there with Trevor Booker. And it's Marshall in at the point. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Pass to Livingston. Barbosa kicks to Green. The fader. No luck. And it's Utah the other way.
Boy, I tell you, I thought the Jazz had a big year last season. Looked much tougher than before. A big part of that is how Coach Quinn Snyder helped the team grow. I mean, he looked like a perfect fit in his first year with the franchise.
And a moment here to take a look at this. Breakdown for the Warriors. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Trevor Booker. And it's Marshall in for Gordon Hayward. Golden State also making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Barnes. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. Barbosa is out there with Steph Curry. And it's Thompson in at the 3 slot. And Marshall kicks to Gobert. The 3, good, hits the bucket.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Warriors.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Stephen.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore.